Assalamualaikum and hello, my name is Muhammad IRHAM bin KHALID and I will explain about the normally open switch and normally closed switch. A normally open switch is the one that remains open until a certain condition is satisfied. For example, as we can consider a limit switch. A limit switch that consists of at least one normally switch in it. The normally open switch in the limit switch remains open until its actuator is pressed. When the actuator is pressed, the contact closes and start conducting. In the case of proximity switch, normally open switch remain open until it sends some object. Similarly, in the case of pressure switch, the contact remains open until the preset pressure level is reached. Like we can see in the picture above, when the current try to pass through the circuit, it stops at the switch because the switch does not connect to the circuit because it is a normally open switch. Alright, for the second switch, which is normally closed switch, a normally closed switch is the exact opposite of normally open switch by function. It remains closed until a certain condition is satisfied. Let us discuss the operation of the limit switch in this case. When the normally closed switch of a limit switch, when used in a circuit breaks, the circuit or current flow when its actuator is pressed. Similarly, the contact of a relay remain closed unless its coil is excited. As we can see in the picture above, when the current try to go through the switch, from the L1 to L2, the current will pass through the switch because the switch connected to the circuit that give the current to pass through from L1 to L2.
Now I'm going to explain what is changeover switch, or called a transfer switch. A changeover switch is designed to transfer a house or business electricity from the commercial power grid to a local generator when an outage occurs. They connect directly to the generator, commercial power supply or line, and the house. When the homeowner or business owner experience a power outage, they can switch over to the generator via a changeover switch. Now, the type of changeover switch. There are a dozen of different type of changeover switch. Most fall into one of two different categories, automatic and manual. So, automatic changeover switch is where the home power is automatically switched over during an outage, eliminate the need for manual switching. But with a manual changeover switch, the homeowner must flip the switch to the power draw from the commercial grid to the generator. Now I'm going to explain what is momentary switch. Momentary switch will switch on when the user compresses the switch and will remain on only for as long as there is pressure on the switch. Once the pressure is removed, they will switch off. For example, a door buzzer or an electric drill. They also provide momentary switch for press to talk application. One of the main reasons for choosing a momentary switch will be for operator safety. If it is not safe to leave the device on, then it is safer for an operator to have to compress the switch so that the device cannot be left unattended. Momentary switch are used on heavy-duty roller door. The operator must hold down the switch when the door is opening or closing. If there are any obstruction on the doorway, the operator can quickly stop the door from closing, preventing an accident. Alright.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is ASFA AQIL bin MUSTAPA, and I will present about two switch. First switch is float switch. A float switch works to detect the level of liquid in a tank by using a float magnet and red switch system that automatically open and close when the water level rise and fall inside the tank. So usually a float switch is used to detect the level of liquid in a tank. The switch may be used in a pump and or an indicator, alarm, or another device. Second switch is limit switch. A limit switch is an electromagnetic device operated by using a force applied to it by an object. Limit switches are used to detect the presence or absence of the object. These switches are originally used to define the limit of travel of an object, and as a result they are named limit switch. For example, of this limit switch is automatic garage door. Without a limit switch that stop the door when it reach the bottom rail, the door would keep moving downward and eventually crash into the ground, causing serious damage. Limit switch can also be used as part of a larger control system.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, my name is AKMAL MUSA. Okay, I will introduce you about switch. Switch actually has 4 types. It is single pole single throw, single pole double throw, double pole single throw, and double pole double throw. Okay, first of all I will tell you about single pole single throw. Okay, single pole single throw switch is a switch that only has a single input and connect only to one output. So single pole single throw switch is also served in circuit as on off switch. When the switch is closed, the circuit is on. When the switch is open, the circuit is off. You can see the single pole single throw circuit, the diagram there. So when the single pole single throw is closed, the circuit is closed, and light from the lamp will switch on. When the single pole single throw is open, the light from the lamp goes out and the circuit is off. Okay, next I will tell you about single pole double throw. Okay, as you can see here, single pole double throw switch is a switch that only has a single input and can connect to and switch between two output. So we can see that single pole double throw switch can serve a variety of function in a circuit. It also can serve as an on-off switch depending on how the circuit is wired, or it can serve to connect circuit to any two various paths that a circuit may need to function in. So we can look at the circuit diagram. Single pole double throw can be wired to put a circuit in either one or two modes. When the switch is connected one way, the lamp will turn on while the LED is off. When connected the other way, the LED turn on and lamp shut off. Okay, next I will tell you about double pole double throw. Just like I said before, there is a 4 type of switch. it is a single pole single throw, single pole double throw, double pole single throw, and this is double pole double throw. But before that, I will tell you about double pole single throw. It is same. The function of that switch is same like single pole single throw. The difference is just the input of that switch is 2 and the output is 2. So I will just skip that switch and will tell you about double pole double throw. Okay, double pole double throw switch is a switch that has 2 input and 4 output. Each of the spindle of double pole double switch can either be in 1 or 2 position. This makes the double pole double throw switch a very versatile switch. With 2 input, it can connect to 4 different outputs. It also can reroute a circuit into 2 different modes of operation. We can see the circuit diagram up there. So double pole double throw